Good morning, everyone. Try to inhale and exhale. What organs are involved in breathing? Why do you breathe? Today, I will discuss to you the respiratory system. Organisms exchange gases with the environment in the process called respiration. Respiration includes the intake of oxygen and its delivery to the cells of the different parts of the body and the removal and release of carbon dioxide. Breathing is very vital in life. Each day you breathe about 20,000 times. All of this breath would not be possible without the respiratory system. The main parts of the respiratory system. Number 1. Nasal cavity. The nostrils are the opening into the nasal passages that are lined with hairs. Nostrils have cilia. The cilia filter the dust and other particles present in the air. They also protect the nasal passages and other regions of the respiratory tract. The blood vessels inside the lining of the nose warms and humidifies the air. Number 2. Pharynx and larynx. The pharynx is also called the throat. It is the common passageway for both food, water, and air. Below the epiglottis is the larynx or voice box. The larynx contains two vocal cords that vibrate when air passes by them. With our tongue and lips, we convert this vibration into speech. The larynx is the main site for sounds production. Two ligaments called vocal cord can be stretched in varying extent across the opening of the larynx. To prevent food from entering the windpipe or the trachea, the epiglottis closes the larynx when swallowing. This prevents foods and water to enter the passage. Number 3. Trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, and alveoli. The trachea is known as windpipe. It is made up of muscles and elastic fibers with rings of cartilage lined with cilia. The trachea filters the air we inhale and branches into the bronchi. The bronchi are two tubes that carry air into the lungs. Bronchial tubes also branch into smaller tubes called bronchioles. The bronchioles branch off into alveoli. Alveoli are a grape-like structure at the end of the bronchioles. The alveoli have thin walls that are surrounded by blood vessels. The bronchioles and the alveoli together make up the lungs. The alveoli increase the surface of the lungs for greater exchange of gases to collect more oxygen. It also protects the lungs from bacteria and other harmful microorganisms. Number 4. The lungs. The lungs are located in the chest cavity surrounded by the rib cage. The lungs are the main organs of the respiratory system. This is where exchange of gases occurs. This is the site where oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is expelled out. Each lung is covered with pleural membrane. This membrane produces slippery fluid that allows the lungs to glide freely during breathing. The pleural membrane can easily slide from side to side across one another. Number 5. Diaphragm. The diaphragm is a dome-shaped muscle that controls breathing, which is located at the bottom of the lungs. During respiration, the diaphragm flattens out and pulls forward, making more space for the lungs. When we inhale or breathe in, the diaphragm contracts and pulls downward. This movement increases the space in the lungs, which pulls air into it. When we exhale or breathe out, the diaphragm expands. This movement reduces the amount of space for the lungs and forces air out. Breathing. Try to take a deep breath. Observe your respiratory organs, like the movement of the rib cage and diaphragm. What do you notice? During inhalation, the diaphragm contracts or moves down, which causes the chest cavity to expand, allowing air to move into the lungs. The movement of your rib cage and the diaphragm causes your chest cavity to expand, lowering the air pressure in your lungs. As a result, air rushes into your lungs, causing them to expand and fill the chest cavity. During exhalation, the diaphragm relaxes and returns to its normal resting position. As you breathe out, your chest falls and contracts. In the breathing cycle, inhaling and exhaling moves air into and out of the lungs. The outer movement made by the diaphragm and the muscles in between your ribs provide the mechanical energy for breathing. Most of the time, breathing is an unconscious response. Its rate depends on the activity level of the body. When you are asleep, your breathing slows down. When you do strenuous activities, your breathing speeds up. During sleep, your cells burn and produce less carbon dioxide than when you are awake. We have just finished our lesson for today and inviting you again for another video lesson. And if you are new in my channel,